Yeah. And again, that's one of those fun ones, why you like coming to work in the morning, because on the one hand, the physical book, and we've never thought of books as being physical objects. We think of the paper of a book as simply being a reader. So you have dead tree readers and you have iPad readers. Okay, so we knew from when we got into this that the dead tree reader was in trouble. Even though in 2003, there wasn't a Kindle and an iPad and a, whatever HP is coming up with. But I've been in this business long enough. I have a hairline a lot like yours underneath my hat. And the beauty of having, getting older is you actually get to see things in context. So here's the story. It was in 2003 when we were doing this, we were looking at it going, okay, where is the book going? The book has this huge competitive advantage. It has 500 years since Gutenberg to perfect the reading on dead tree experience. So they do it really well. This is why we like reading. You can curl up in bed with a good book and it's a pleasurable experience, okay? But 20 years earlier, in 2003, less than that. At the time, it was only 15 years, so it's now 20 years. What was the big innovation in screen reading technology 21 years ago? Roughly 1980. Do you remember? No. It was orange characters on a black screen. It was all just ASCII text. That was the only screens you could get. Silicon Graphics made screens that could handle graphics, colored graphics. But if you're buying a computer of any sort, you just got black and white. Well, then you got orange and black, and that was a huge advance. Okay, in the 20 years from there, we were dealing with things that looked like, oops, sorry, did I lose you? Things that look like the phone in your pocket, that cost $200, that come with 16,000 color full motion video for $200, 20 years later. Okay, and we know that the rate of technological change is not slowing down. So you extrapolate 20 years into the future from 2003, and you try and tell me that reading on paper is going to be more pleasurable than reading on some electronic device. I wouldn't place money on that bet, or at least I would take your money on that bet. So we know for a fact the books are going electronic. It's only a question of time. Is the iPad and the Kindle compelling enough to move the needle? It's moving it a little bit. Our sales are close to the industry sales in split. So about 10% of our volume now is electronic books that move, and that's similar to what the industry is seeing. We might be a little bit ahead of the industry, but obviously not. And we've been looking at things like, how does the economic model? So do books start going the way of television shows? So when we watch Friends on television, we expect to get it for free. And we pay for it through putting up with advertisements in the shows. Do books go that route? And we start, Harry Potter now drives not just a broom, he drives a BMW 325, and BMW pays for our reading of Harry Potter. That may actually work in very popular topics, Harry Potter, John Grisham. But the sort of topics I'm talking about, this long tail of content, these hundreds of millions of new titles that are about to show up, they don't work that way because the readership isn't big enough to support an advertising model. So there will be both. You'll still have a per unit purchase for a book. Whether it's the Kindle-like model, whether it's the iPod model, and of course it's going to be neither of those. And you or I can sort of paint a model of the future, and the one thing we would know about our model, not a chance will it come true.